Okay, this will be our first demonstration. Français ou anglais? Plutôt français. Les deux. Okay, but I'll do English, and if you get stuck, I'll try to do some French. But first thing I want to talk about is structure de gain, headroom, like marge. Everybody thinks that if you put something very loud, it's going to sound good. We're in the digital domain, hi, and that's not really true anymore. Especially with 24-bit, we've got like a much wider range now, so you don't have to record everything in too loud, and a lot of like the sort of emulation plugins you can get. I'm going to just show you one, which is quite a nice sort of saturation plugin here, just as you get the idea. These are the kind of things that are designed to sort of warm up your signal, and the people are mathematicians and they've spent a lot of time programming this shit, and if your signal is very high, you can only move like a little bit, which means that you don't hear what's happening inside the plugin. But if you have your input signal really down, you can push plugins like compressors or saturators, stuff like that, and the difference in the sound is you get to hear more of the treatment of the sound because it's numeric. So everything works on a percentage of information. If you have a big percentage of the original information, which is a loud signal first, you're going to hear the majority of the original signal. You'll put a plug in and it'll look very nice, but it won't do anything because there is not enough space for the information to move. But if you reduce the original signal, then the rest of the information space is taken up by the information that, say, this plugin is giving you, which means that you hear the treatment of the sound. It's kind of like, it's like crossfading from one record to another sort of thing. I'm going to give you a demonstration of why, despite Ableton having a headroom of plus 60 dB, there's absolutely no point in pushing anything that high. I'm going to get a very simple sine tone from operator. Right here I've got the master. I've just set it to minus 60 just to give you an idea, and from here the operator, we're going to add as much volume as we can, and we'll hear the difference between when it goes from 60 to 61 dB headroom, and you'll tell me if you can work like that or not. I think you'll agree with me, it sounds shit, but you'll see why. Right, so you can't hear anything for now, but we've still got like, oh, hang on, where's the metering on here? There we are. We're already pushing into plus 6 here. Now, if I add a utility plugin, and we're just going to put the gain as high as we can, so we've still got about minus 18 here, which, you know, it looks pretty nice, sounds like a nice sine tone, a bit of a bass line. And now, so add plus 6 to 35, we get 41. So if we go up about another 19 on here, we'll get to 60, but when I go to 20, you'll hear what happens. So we'll add plus 19. Okay, that's us at the maximum possible headroom. See what I mean? The difference? Up until here it's clean, yeah? Once you start doing that, there's no reason to work with stuff at that volume. We could still we could do a different way to make that sound a lot fatter, for example. If we put this down to about minus 12. Let's see now, let's get that down to about minus 12 here. Now we can also pull that back a bit. Put this back to the top, and we'll be able to get that kind of distortion again, but with a very clean signal still in the middle. So let's go and get this plugin from here, which is the very nice one that we were looking at. Stick it on the end of that. Very lovely. Let's just start pretty low down like that. See? You can still get it really nice and fat, sounding like it was, but it's, you know, but we've still got all this extra space to play. We can even go further down here and turn it up at the end, which is all quite nice. If I throw in a few sounds, we could probably demonstrate this on a full mix actually. Now, there's two ways of doing this. You either change your samples or whatever sounds you're using to quite sort of low in the beginning. Here's a nice little tip for kick drums. I'm just going to drag what a nice little kick drum in here like that. And then we just change the length to 1 bar. Now, we've already got like it. Not going much more over 12. Still sounds really nice there. Another way of doing this, of course, is we can go and get, let's go and get a drum beat and stick that on top, for example. Let's get some disco house drums. They sound nice. There we go. Now, we can pull these right down from here. So you've got the choice. And at this kind of volume, you can actually hear the difference between 1 dB and another. Can you hear that? The way the beats go over, you can actually hear very small changes in volume on the clip. So it actually makes it easier to mix because the information's like sort of quite low, quite sat in the middle. It's still making a lot of sense. So like very small changes, it makes it, if you keep your levels down there, it makes it easier to fucking mix your music, which is always quite good. Right, we'll stick a little bass line on this, and then we're going to stick a master compressor just to sort of give you an idea of how much more punch you can get if you keep your levels down in the beginning and turn it up at the end. So let's go and find ourselves a nice little bass line to go with. Oh dear, here we go. Oh, where are they? Jesus Christ. Here we are. You see, that is a bit too fucking loud. Let's go and find something else. Again, fucking far too loud here. Let's turn that down to about -18 and see what we get. So we could even group all of these together, turn them all down a bit more even. Let's get all that shit turned right down. Right, just talking about gain here. Stick a nice little mastery sort of compressor thing on the front of that. What's he got in here? He must have some good ones. Yeah. If you guys want a good compressor, fucking get yourselves a free copy of Waves. Everybody does. And this is one of the best fucking compressors ever, I think. Especially like actually to mix into. I like to put a compressor at the end just to put the whole mix into, so it just catches everything. Yeah, sometimes, but like with a setting of like nearly nothing, you know, just to make sure that nothing goes too high. French. Voilà, celui-là il est beau. Hein. Attends. So yeah, I don't know. Just like genre vraiment pas radical, un peu de punch, un peu l'attaque, genre vers ici quoi. Ce qui est bien, t'as une release matchée par la haute, donc il te donne le BPM. Genre, ouais, 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 ouais. Ouais, je sais pas, ouais, voilà, juste pour, ouais, 1.5, ouais, juste pour capter ce qui va là-dedans, quoi. Tu vois, c'est le master, quoi. Voilà, quoi. Et tu vois à quel point t'as pas mal d'images à bosser avec, quoi. Ouais, ouais. Ouais, ça dépend. Si c'est pour mixer dedans, franchement, je mets ça super léger juste pour capter les trucs, quoi, tu vois. Genre, c'est pas mal, quoi. Alors, la plupart des problèmes, on tombe dessus. C'est on te file une santé comme massif, par exemple. Voilà. Allez, vas-y, charge, bordel. Tiens. Ça- This screen's not big enough for all of us. Alors, voilà. Déjà, à quel point qu'il est. Celui-là, ça va. Mais il te donne un preset, par exemple. Genre, putain, j'aurais dû prendre. Ah, putain, il en a plein, là. C'est quoi, c'est ça, là? C'est les. Oh là 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 là. Soundbox filthy big time. Allez. Ça va donner quoi, ça? Tu vois, déjà, des fois, avec Massive, ils sont assez. Ils sont pas super radicaux, quoi. Mais il y en a, ils te sortent des synthés. Déjà, le truc, il est trop haut, quoi, tu vois. Donc, tu vois, si tu veux que ça va avec tout le reste, le premier truc où tu prends le son synthé, voilà, prends le gain, descends-le à la source. Comme ça, tu peux laisser tes canaux plutôt vers le zéro parce que le changement dans le canal, c'est plus sensible ici que par là, par exemple. Tu vois, t'as plus de contrôle là, donc à la limite, tes sources, garde-les bien bas. Tu peux toujours mettre les trucs pour les gonfler, mais genre, tu vas trouver pendant ton mix à réduire pas mal des volumes, mais tu as une marge de 125 dB maintenant, donc on s'en fout, quoi. Voilà, quoi. Bon, voilà. Voilà, donc voilà, bah, ça conclut la première partie, je crois. Je trouvais une bonne petite astuce pour visualiser une bonne mix dans ta tête aussi, quoi. Déjà, au niveau de panoramique, donc j'ai pris des petits exemples, quoi. Par exemple, on va parler de placement stéréo. Tu vois, ça c'est un truc assez banal, on peut dire, quoi. Tu vois, déjà, il parle d'un orchestre, mais il y a personne parmi nous qui enregistre des orchestres, j'en ai fait, quoi. Ouais, t'en as fait? Ouais, cool, moi aussi, cool. Ben voilà, tu vois, par exemple, voilà, il te donne une petite position là, donc tu peux supplémenter les titres des instrus avec les éléments de ton mix. Un bon truc que j'ai trouvé pour faire ça, c'est une fois, peut-être vous me laissez des mails comme ça, je t'envoie un, sinon t'en fais une, quoi, comme je l'ai fait, quoi. Ce que j'ai construit, tout simple, petit truc comme ça, tu prends ça, tu l'imprimes, tu vois le stylo, quoi, franchement, tu marques un peu où tu veux avoir tes pistes, quoi, certaines langues déjà, tu peux même faire ça sans être dans le studio, tu vois, genre, tu vas manger quelque part, quoi, tu sors ça, tu fais au café, machin, quoi. Et tu reviens, c'est mieux comme ça, franchement, tu planifies bien, au lieu de juste faire, ouais, celui-là à gauche, celui-là à droite. Pense à ces ingrédients à des personnes qui habitent, ou je sais pas, qui va voir un concert, ou un truc comme ça, franchement, tu les places par rapport à ça et essaye de voir si ça marche autant sur les autres parleurs. Genre, c'est mieux ciblé avec des techniques comme ça, quoi. Un autre truc, déjà bien visualiser ce que tu es en train de faire au niveau des fréquences, quoi. Je trouve que c'est bien d'avoir une petite référence. Voilà, par exemple, j'en ai trouvé un ici, quoi. Ils sont c'est plutôt